When you play a classical tournament, writing chess notation is mandatory for your move and your opponent move. You have to write both. So basically, you record the whole game by writing your moves, and you have to submit the original sheet to the arbiters, and the copy you can take with you to home. So the advantage of writing moves is if there's any dispute during the game, it can be resolved by checking the notation. And second, you can come home and analyze your game if you have written the moves properly. So we need to learn how to write chess notation properly, how to write the score sheet properly, and I'll cover all this in this video. So mainly writing notation is very simple. You basically have to write the starting letter of the piece and the square you're moving to. For example, if a bishop went to b5, what you have to write is capital B for the bishop, forgive my handwriting, and the square, which is b5. Bishop to b5. So starting letter, only thing you to remember is for knight, we use N. So if a knight went to C6, we write N and small letter C6. For king, we use K. Let's say king went to A5. If king goes to A5 in the middle game, it's bad. Okay. Then for bishop, we saw B, and for queen, it is Q. Then for rook, it is R. And for pawns, if you're moving a pawn, let's say to e4, you just have to write the square you're moving to. No need to write p. So you just have to write the square, which is small letter e4. That's it. These are the main things. Starting letter of the piece and the square. Your move and your opponent's. So after you make a move, you write it in your score sheet. And then after your opponent finishes a move and presses the clock, you write his move on the score sheet. Now, if somebody captures something, you use the X symbol. For example, if the bishop went to b5 and captured something, then we write capital B for the bishop, X, b5. That's for captures. And let's say if a pawn captured something, if the e pawn captured a d6, something on d6, then you write E, small letter, X, d6. You ended up on d6, right? So you'd write that e pawn took on d6. For check, you have to write plus at the end of the move. That's not really mandatory, but it's better if you do that. Like if the knight went to c6 with a check, you write knight c6 check. And at the end of the game, if there's a checkmate, then let's say Queen went to h7 and gave checkmate. So for the checkmate, you write hashtag. Again, that's not mandatory. The main thing is the capture, you have to use this symbol. For the move, you have to write like this. And for castling, if you do short castling, you do O hyphen O. Double zeros. Or it's zeros, I believe. And then if it is long castling, queenside castling, then you do triple zero. O hyphen O hyphen O. Some say triple O, some say triple zero. Same thing. This is how you write long castling. So these are the things to understand. So this is how a score sheet looks like. The details you have to fill in before the game starts is round number, let's say round 5 and 5. Board number, if you're playing on, let's say, board 44, you write 44. And then white's name, black's name, and date. These two things won't be there in most of the score sheets. Many score sheets will have white's rating and black's rating also, another column here for that. That is not mandatory, but you can fill in that. You write your FIDE rating and opponent's FIDE rating. And if opponent is unrated, you write 0 as their rating. So main details to fill in, the compulsory ones, date, round, bold, white's name, black's name. Now you write the moves here, white's move, black's move like that. And at the end of the game, you write the result here. In this sheet, you have a tick box for the result, but many sheets will not have that. There'll just be a line to fill in the result. So if white won, you write 1 hyphen 0 over here, where the result line is. And if black won, you write 0 hyphen 1. If it's a draw, you write half hyphen half. And after that, the main thing, you have to get signature of your opponent and you have to put your signature as well. So in opponent sheet also, you'll have to sign. You'd like exchange sheets, write the signature and then take your sheet back. And both you and your opponent have to together submit the sheet, the original sheet, at the arbiter's table where the results are taken. Either you take both sheets. Whoever wins usually collects both sheets and goes to the results table and deposits it there. And the copy sheet, the one underneath, the carbon copy, that you can keep with you and take it home. Now I'll show you exactly how this happens when you play a game. Let's go to chess.com and play a game against Martin, and I'll show you how the moves are to be recorded. All right. So this is Martin. Let's start with e4. And once e4 is done, you write here e4, small letter e4. When black makes a move, let's see. Then again, we have to write e5. So you and your opponent will write both the moves, yours and opponent's moves. So the whole game will be recorded. Let's bring the knight out. You see N F3, capital letter N and small letter F3. This you have to write using pen. This is just recorded in chess.com automatically. When you play offline, you have to write it in the score sheet with your pen. Queen F6. You see. So let's bring out the bishop. We just bring out a bishop. Bishop C4. He also plays bishop C5. Castles. So that is double zero. 0 hyphen 0. Okay, D5. You can see D5. Let's take it. Free pawn, right? So that is bishop X D5. Yeah. The queen went back. Another capture here. So NX E5 is what we will write. Now there's a threat on F7 with the knight and with the bishop. He plays queen F6. Okay, time to bring out. He's attacking the knight. So let's play D4. Controlling the sender, attacking the bishop. So I'll try to finish the game as fast as possible, and then I'll show you in an actual sheet what are the details you have to write at the beginning of the game, like before the game and after the game. And now it's time to punish the opponent. So bishop into F7 plus. We captured on F7 and it's a check. The king has to go somewhere. Okay. What is the easiest way to finish? Okay, let's take the bishop. So D cross C5. The pawn captures something, right? D into C5. What you capture doesn't you don't have to write. You just have to write where you moved. That's it. Knight is attacked. I have to be a bit careful. Let me bring my queen into the game. Let's see how Martin reacts. Q D5. Bishop G4. Hmm. I think it will be a little bit long game. Let's take the bishop. Oh wait, sorry. What am I doing? Let's bring the bishop into the game, attacking the queen. Okay, I wanted to do this basically. And now I take, if rook takes, there is checkmate. So you see bishop into g8, queen to g5, bishop into g8. Okay, he gave up the bishop. I'll take that. Q into e6. Now there's a mate threat. He stops that. Is there a way to do a mate? Uh, Not really, yeah. No mate. I don't want to exchange queens. Queen check, queen blocks, won't lead anywhere. Yeah. Let's give a check first. But then the king will take the bishop. Hmm. So let's give a check here. QC8 plus for the check. And now I want to play knight d7, but knight will take it. So I need more pieces into the game. So now I can play queen f5, but king will still take it. Okay. Let's see. Let's just take here. He will take the bishop, but I need my rook into the game. Okay, he doesn't take the bishop, but it's a check. I mean, it's attacking the queen. So queen d6 or queen b7, attacking the knight. Queen to b7. He takes. This queen is a problem. Anyway, let me take here. Oh, wait. And he will take this. Okay, I need my knight into the game. Knight c3. Takes that. Throwing the queen back here, attacking the knight. Three piece. Queen into c5 plus. He can block or move the king. Yeah, he blocks. What do you say? Should we exchange? I guess we can give this check. I give the check, king will move here. Yeah. Okay, let's just park the queen somewhere useful, like this. And then bring the knight in, but then this knight is hanging. Bring the rook in. Okay, good time to bring the rook in. Rook A D1. So here you see both rooks could have come to D1. So to clarify which rook, we write A D1. Okay. Rook D7 looks good. Put the rook on the seventh rank. Or he takes it. Okay. Now checkmate should be fast. Yeah. Queen check. Hmm. It's the fastest way. Let's bring the knight in. Trying to do this. Okay. Let's bring this guy in. Threatening mate. Okay. Now there's a mate in two. Queen check. And then knight f6 checkmate. You see at the end it's knight g f6 because both knights could have gone to f6. So this knight to f6, so g f6 and hashtag for the checkmate. Now imagine there were two rooks on one line. I mean, let's say what am I trying to say? If if in a situation there are one rook on d8, one rook on d1, and we play rook to d3. I'll give you an example. Like the knight is not there. There's a rook here, there's a rook here, and we play rook d3. So then you have to write d3, right? But no, both rooks are on the d5. So d3 won't work. So you have to write rook r8 d3. That's one small point you have to understand.